There is more to winter weather than just snow, and it all has to do with temperatures in the atmosphere. Now, our atmosphere is made of layers. Each one can be cooler or warmer than the layers above and below. And all precipitation, both in summer and winter, starts off as snowflakes. Now, a snowflake can melt to a raindrop as it falls through a warm layer of air. If the air below the cloud base is warmer than freezing, of course, all the way to the ground, you got to get your rain gear because rain is on the way. Now, at other times, if cold air is hugging the ground, that the snowflake that melted into a raindrop, it'll splat and freeze instantly into a glaze of slippery ice if where the surface is colder than freezing. Now, freezing rain is the slipperiest of all winter weather hazards. But if the cold air layer at the surface is even deeper and colder, the raindrop can completely refreeze into a small bouncing ice pellet we like to call sleet. And of course, when the air is cold enough all the way to the ground, the snowflake will not melt, and you better get the snow shovel tuned up because we all know that not every snowfall is the same. Now, when temperatures are close to freezing, the snow is wet and sloppy and slushy, and 1 inch of water could make 5 inches of snow. Now, when it is much colder than freezing, you have smaller flakes that have a little moisture. In extreme cases, the flakes of a dry snow can blow around like feathers. In this case, 1 inch of water could make 20 inches of snow. And in between the extremes is the perfect snow for a snowball fight, just like in the movie Elf. Now, regardless of what is on the way this winter, we have you covered with a heads up before it gets here. We call it a first alert weather day. Now, another type of winter weather here in the tri-state is man-made, and meteorologist Ashley Smith has more on that.
Starting around the 15th of November, weather forecast is bread and butter for us.
In Lawrenceburg, Indiana, Perfect North Slopes has been around for decades, offering skiing, tubing, and snowboarding, usually from December through March. The land used for the business was actually a cattle farm. Thanks to ideal weather conditions in this valley and a north-facing hill, it works in this region with the help of man-made snow, too. It all started thanks to an idea from a friend.
I kid you not, somebody drove up the road and said, "Have you thought about making a ski resort?" And of course they said, "No way, we're farming, this is for cows." So they thought about it long and hard, and that was kind of right at the moment when ski areas were popping up in northern Ohio and all over the East Coast. Of course, the giant western mountains had been in existence for a while, but a total stranger said, "This might work."
Now, Perfect says during the off-season, they do work on maintenance of the grounds and thinking of new ways to improve what is already here. They also will try new things from time to time, like the Fall Festival they just started this month. Perfect also says technology has vastly improved their operation, from the way they make snow, the chairlifts, and even the weather forecasts. But they still rely on ideal weather conditions for making snow, which is temperatures in the teens and clear, calm nights. And that doesn't always happen around here, as we know. So thankfully, again, that new technology does help them make that snow so that they can maintain those slopes.
Right, and after you have those cold weeks on end, but you have that brief warm up of 40s, you still have opportunities to go sledding or snow tubing.
Yeah, and have just enough of a base. That's what they like, and it makes it so that they can sustain that business as long as possible.
Now, coming up, do you know the difference between a winter storm watch and a winter weather advisory? Well, the important alerts you'll want to know this winter.
And we also have tips for melting snow, what you need to know about when salt and calcium chloride are most effective.